Hey friends, welcome back. And welcome to today's video. I have quite a few books to haul for you, and I thought we would kind of make a day of it. We are currently at Tamara Bookstore to top off this book haul with a couple final purchases. Then we're gonna get a coffee and go home, and we can then chat about all the books that I have bought recently. Okay, very exciting. They did have the one book that I was really looking for. I ended up walking out with four. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 4 books. I'm really excited about them. Let's go get coffee and meet Caleb at home for lunch, because I guess he's at home, but only for a little bit. So we gotta go. A successful mission. We got 2 bags of my favorite coffee. One is a Rwanda and the other is an Ethiopia. Both are natural beans, which is super tasty. That's what you should look for if you love like a light roast fruity coffee. 100% try to find a natural roast, in case you were wondering. I also got a dirty chai with almond milk. So good. And we have one more thing to do before we sit down and chat about all of the books that I've hauled, which is it's a lot. When we get home, Caleb and I are going to walk Avi and also pick up a library hold that I have. It's only one book, but we will have a small little library haul too. So I'm so excited. Let's keep going. Okay, hi, welcome back. The dirty chai is now in a fun fall glass. The library book has been acquired and I am suddenly surrounded by 50 books. 50 books that we need to talk about. Apparently I haven't done a book haul in like 3 months. So I feel like that makes sense. I mean, it still is a lot of books, but I'm so excited for all of them. I also haven't put my little ghosties up. Let's put my little ghosties up. I love Halloween. It's freaking bats. Should we start with the old books or the new books? Let's start with the old ones. We'll work our way up to the ones that we just bought today. Let's go. What's funny, guys, is that in my last book haul 3 months ago, it was so cute. I got the first Dungeon Crawler Carl book by Matt Dinniman, and now, happy to report that I have all the other books in the series too. I've also read all of them, except for The Eye of the Bedlam Bride. The book 6. Book 6 is the one that I'm currently on. I am procrastinating reading it because I'm afraid of who I am when I don't have a Carl book to read. So this is on my active TBR. Otherwise, I have purchased Carl's Doomsday Scenario, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, The Gate of the Feral Gods, and The Butcher's Masquerade, all by Matt Dinniman. Butcher's Masquerade is my favorite one for sure. Then I do love Gate of the Feral Gods. Then I think the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook would be in my third, then the first one, and then the second one would probably be my least favorite. But I'm telling you, Butcher's Masquerade and Gate of the Feral Gods, top tier, 6 out of 5 stars. If you haven't tried Dungeon Crawler Carl yet, I need you to. Another one that I have hauled and already read is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is the toxic lesbian vampire book. I have already read it. It was like a 4-ish out of 5. I love V.E. Schwab. Very excited about these two. We have Strange Houses and Strange Pictures by Uketsu. Both of these are chilling Japanese murder mysteries, and that's literally all I know about them. I have heard really good things about Strange Pictures, I believe. The covers are so unique and beautiful. I just really have been obsessed with them ever since I saw them, so purchase them. Reagan from Peruse Project said to read Grave Empire by Richard Swan, and I trust her with my life, so I'm listening. Richard Swan is the author that wrote The Justice of Kings, which is the Empire of the Wolf series. This is one that's high up on my TBR, but I have not gotten to it yet, but why not own the first in the next series by him as well? I've just heard really good things about it. He does like grim, dark, immersive, epic fantasies, and I love this cover. It was very eye-grabbing. This one is so cute. It is Storybook Ending by Moira McDonald. Look at how adorable this cover is. It is a witty and warm comedy of manners sparked by a note left between pages of a book, leading to a romantic triangle which none of the trio realizes they're in, and a cast of connections centered in a bookstore. I haven't heard anything about it, but I came across it in one of my release radar videos, and I've just been in love with the idea since. Also, the cover is just enough for me to love it. I'm excited. In one of my recent Patreon exclusive videos, I did a day where I took a bunch of books to unhaul to Half Price Books, got a little store credit, did a little shopping spree, and these are the books that I got during that video. First and foremost, this is important to me. I have Twilight by Miss Stephanie Meyer, of course. I have been on the hunt for like the first edition hardback cover because young me, for whatever reason, got rid of the dust jacket and now it's gone forever. So I have the original book that I read when I was small, but the rest of my collection over, where am I going? Over here. It's all the original hardcovers, but I just haven't had the dust jacket for Twilight. And this is the first time that I've actually organically found it in the wild, and I had to purchase it. So I'm gonna take this dust jacket off and put it on my edition, and then, I don't know, do something with this Twilight book. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. Maybe donate it, who knows? But I definitely bought this for the dust jacket. I feel like that makes sense. It makes sense. I got this Shepherd King duology, the One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. I've heard great things about it. We're actually going to be reading One Dark Window in my book club in November. And if everyone enjoyed it enough to continue, then December we will be reading Two Twisted Crowns. I'm really excited about it. When One Dark Window came out, the hype surrounding it was so much for me that I couldn't pick it up. I was not intrigued. I was a little bit like just anxious about it, because sometimes if a book is so hyped, it just makes me feel like I'm gonna hate it. I don't know why. I think it's just the expectation that like everyone loves it, so should you. Now the hype has died down a little bit, and I am excited to pick up One Dark Window and try it out in November. You should come read it with us. The link to my book club is always down below. We would love to have you. Orbital by Samantha Harvey has been on my radar since it won the Booker Prize last year in 2024, and it was sitting there and I was so excited about it. It is snapshots of one day in the lives of 6 women and men traveling through space. They're selected for one of the last space station missions of its kind before the program is dismantled. These astronauts are from all over the world, and they have left their lives behind to travel at a speed over 17,000 miles an hour as the Earth reels below. It is a moving elegy to our environment and planet. I've heard great things. I finally now have the bind-up of Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. I read the first one in the trilogy. I loved it, and I'm so excited to have the whole bind-up now. I've kind of been holding out on buying this because I really like the small copies. Like, they're so cute and little, but I haven't yet found them in the wild. If I do, I'll probably buy them. But this bind-up, I mean, I had store credit. It was there. Sure. I also snagged The Story Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. I love Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and I have actually seen nothing but good things about this title, so I'm excited to try it out. And then listen, I don't know what to tell you other than I had credit. Because I have not read a book by this author that I have liked. So tell me why I keep buying his books, I don't know. But every time I have seen this book by him in particular, I have just felt something. I felt something towards it in a like, I think that I could love it. I have no reason to think that, other than I kind of love the cover. I also love that the words are holographic. Like, I love it. It is Doohickey by Stephen King. I don't know anything about it. I did read the synopsis in the store to like make sure I wasn't doing something super stupid, even though this might be stupid for me because I haven't liked a book that I've read by him. But the synopsis does sound mildly interesting. And again, I don't know what to tell you other than like in my soul, I have like felt drawn to it every time I've seen it. And so I bought it. I don't know, I bought it. Of course, I also have Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. I have 2 editions because Caleb and I went to a author talk with her and your ticket came with a copy. So I have 2 copies. They're so heavy. Also, this edition with the sprayed edges, the pages are so white. They're so white. It is a little bit alarming. I kind of hate that. But Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, unfortunately I have 2 copies. I only need 1. I also didn't even need this to begin with. I have an art copy on my shelf already. I hope I love it. This is like a fantasy journey to hell dark academia book. I'm nervous about it, but I'm excited about it. I don't remember if I told you about this one already or not, but I have The Bright Sword by Lev Grossman. This was from Aardvark Bookbox. It's a reimagining of the King Arthur legend and like the Camelot, you know, Knights of the Round Table sort of vibe. I really liked The Magicians. The show, at least. So I would be excited to try it. It is a chunker, and I do love a thick book. Okay, I want to go over some of the books that I purchased from Pango Books because there are some cutie little titles here. The first one I'll say is Tail Chaser's Song by Tad Williams. Look at it. It's so cute. Look at these little kitties. Look at them. That's why I bought it. I don't remember who I was watching, but there was some reading vlog. I don't remember who was reading it, and they actually DNF'd it. Like, I have no basis for thinking that I will love it, other than it is just the cutest thing I've ever seen. I love an old paperback copy. I really do. And I just felt like I needed it. And I only purchased it because in the same shop were the other books that I bought. So there was this one, Tail Chaser's Song, Spy Family, Volume 1. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves Spy Family manga, and I sometimes will dabble. It was $5. I was like, let's try it. The last 3 books are in the Wayfarer series by Becky Chambers. The first one is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. That one right there. And I really liked it. I liked it. So I bought the other cover that match the version that I have. These books were the reason that I was shopping on Pango, and then the other ones were just like a happy accident. This series is like a found family space opera, and the first one is so heartwarming. It has really great representation, really exciting, very hard-hitting, but also very silly. It was a good time. Okay, the rest of these books are all from either my indie bookstores or bookshop.org. So also that's in my indie bookstores. There are some Blackwell's editions too, because I preferred the UK covers. So we'll talk about that. This first one, I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about the author except that I follow her on Instagram now. One of her reels was pushed to me and she was basically just talking about how she's been working on her fantasy novel for a really long time and it's finally published. And however she made that reel just really resonated with me because I was gonna say an aspiring writer, but you're supposed to, I'm a writer. It's hard to say that. Imposter syndrome is serious, but it is just really refreshing to be following someone or to see other situations where there are other people who also have so much on their plate or they're trying to do so many things at once that they don't have the time to just devote only their life and their time to the novel that they're trying to create. You know what I'm saying? So it was just really refreshing and I wanted to support her. So I bought her book. It is The Shadows That Listen by Louisa Carmody. Very cute cover. It is book 1 of the War Between Worlds series. In the story, there has been 5 years since the world was brought to its knees by an immortal war. The ground cracked open, demons crawled from the depths of hell, the sky bled the color of a raging fire, and angels arrived to stop them. Only humanity quickly realized that they were not their allies and they were certainly not their guardians. Sounds dangerous? I love the illustrations inside. I think it could be really fun. And also, you gotta support your indie authors, people. I just love it. I was excited for her. She doesn't know I exist, but I bought her book. I also obviously have bought The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I did personally order the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition because I really do love a sword on a spine. I know people are not really loving sprayed edges anymore, but I think they're cutie. Depending on the type, I think they're cute. I like it. This is Rachel Gillig's newest release. It is the first in a new series, and I'm gonna read it once I finish the Shepherd King duology, so this is on the list. My favorite special edition of all year is in my hands. This spine, amazing. It's Bat Eater and Other Names for Corazang by Kylee Lee Baker. I love the naked hardcover. I just love everything about it. Wow. The end pages are absolutely stunning and spooky. And I am obsessed. I'm obsessed with the alternative. I think this is the UK cover. I just love it. This is one of my favorite books of the year. And I actually canceled all of my book subscription boxes. And I really wish I hadn't because this year they're actually doing really good books and I'm missing out. But this is the one that I went on Pango and I did pay an arm and a leg for it. But you win some, you lose some. And I kind of lost, but I have it, so I feel like a winner. I decided to buy Mary Oliver's selected essays called Upstream, which is predominantly focusing on nature and your relationship with the natural world. One of my friends who's a painter just really resonated with so many things Mary Oliver talked about in these essays. And the blurbs that she had posted, I feel like I could get a lot from this as well. So I decided to buy it. I need more Mary Oliver in my life. I obviously got A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Madonna. This is actually my book club pick in October, so that's also very exciting. Come read it with us. It is a whimsical and heartwarming novel about a witch who has a second chance to get her magical powers and her life back on track. So cute. I really loved The Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which was her first book, and I just can't wait to read it. I think I'm gonna have a grand old time. While we're on the subject, let me just tell you, because I don't want to have to say it again and annoy you, but this month we are reading The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst, which is going to be super fun. This is the prequel to The Spell Shop, and you don't necessarily have to read this before The Spell Shop. You could read either of them at any point per Sarah Beth Durst, but this is just another book in the world, and I'm so excited because The Spell Shop was so lovely. I just think I'm gonna have a great time. It's like a cozy fantasy with sentient plants and magic and danger and love. Okay, I think I'm done talking about my book club. I mean, we are doing a horror buddy read of The Lamb in October as well, so come check it out. But moving on, I have Of Monsters and Mainframes by Barbara Truelove, which I'm really excited about. This sounds super wacky. It says delightful, unhinged, and obscenely compelling. Love that. Apparently it's a sci-fi that has an AI medical system. There's a werewolf, there's a pharaoh, vampires, spider drones, Dracula, and it just sounds absolutely wacky and I could have a great time. Also, I remember reading the first page in the bookstore and realizing that the writing is for me. It was very reminiscent of Illuminae by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, and I love that series so much. So I think I could like it. I think I could like it. another little sci-fi, is The Tatami Galaxy by Tomiko Moremi. I love the idea of this one. An unfulfilled college student hurdles through 4 parallel realities to explore the what might have been and the what should never be. I'm guessing it's going to be playing with the idea of being happy with where you are, looking at the options, but then realizing like you have it good, you know? Being grateful for where you are and what you have is what I mean. But that journey is always a plot that I really enjoy, so I think I could love it. Also, this is translated by Emily Balistreri, and it was a finalist for the Literary Award of PEN America. I also obviously had to get The Fury of the Gods by John Gwynne. This is book 3 in the Bloodsworn saga. I'm currently on the 2nd book, but I needed to have the 3rd one for when I'm on it, you know? This is a Norse-inspired high fantasy series, has a lot of war, a lot of battle, political intrigue, characters that you'll want to die for, and I just cannot wait to continue. John Gwynne is my guy when it comes to high fantasy. I think we're like halfway done. Need more coffee. Maybe a little over halfway. No, yeah, we're getting there. I don't remember who told me to buy this. Shoot. But I came across either TikTok or Reel, I don't know. Regardless, he said that Absence by Isa Quincy was one of the most beautiful books that he had ever read. And I love the different size. I love the cover. It just seems immediately like it would be very thoughtful. And it says, haunting and atmospheric, Isa Quincy's Absence is an inedible nesting doll of human impression and memory. It reveals the ongoing miracle of survival cloaked in the everyday. It makes me like want to cry, and I don't even know anything about it. But it seems very much like stream of consciousness, and the publisher is $2 Radio, and I love that small imprint. I don't know, it reminded me sort of, I don't know where it is, Outline by Rachel Cusk, that sort of vibe, and I don't know if that's like a good comparison or not, but those were the vibes I was getting, and I love that book, and I really think I could love this one. I also got All This and More by Peng Shepherd. This is a choose your own adventure fantasy novel. It's about a woman who wins the chance to rewrite every mistake she's ever made and how far she'll go to find her elusive happily ever after. But here's the twist. The reader gets to decide what she does next to change her fate. So fun. I can't wait to play. I read The Cartographers by Peng Shepherd. I would be very excited to try another book by them. And here it is. I obviously purchased The Bewitching by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is like a multi-generational witchy story. I actually am pretty in the mood for a witchy book, and I know that the way that Silvia Moreno Garcia writes her atmosphere is definitely on my alley. It's very like creepy crawly and like foggy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. It's beautiful. I can't wait to read it. While I was shopping at a local indie, I saw Giovanni's Ballroom by James Baldwin, and I just realized that I don't have my own copy, so I obviously picked this up. It delves into the mystery of loving and creates a moving, highly controversial story of death and passion that reveals the unspoken complexities of the human heart. It's set in 1950s Paris, where a young man finds himself caught between desire and conventional morality. It is a literary classic, and I am so excited to finally own it. One of my subscribers, Madison, sent me the Dallargut Dream Department Store by N.lui, and they said they sent it to me since I loved Welcome to the Hunamdong Bookshop, and I love that. I'm so excited to get to this. It says, what if there was a store that sold dreams? Which would you buy, and who might you become when you wake up? I feel like that is such a thing that I just love. I love conceptualizing, like living a different life. And I love the concept of wanting to change everything and having so many options and never truly being happy with the decision that you make. It is just a trope that I love. And multiple books in this haul have shown you that. It's just such an interesting thing to read about to me. And I just love it. Thank you, Madison. I also got Blowfish by Kyungran Jo, translated by Shi Young Kim. This sounds heavy, but like also right up my alley. It is a postmodern novel in 4 parts, alternating between the respective stories of a female sculptor and a male architect. Death is the motive connecting these parallel lives. The sculptor's grandmother killed herself by eating poisonous blowfish in front of her husband and child, while the architect's older brother leapt to his death from the 5th floor of an apartment building. Now, both protagonists are contemplating their own suicides. The sculptor and architect cross paths once in Seoul and meet again in Tokyo, while the sculptor is learning to prepare a fatal serving of blowfish. The narrative loosely approximates a love story, but there is no romance in the novel in the normal sense. For the woman, the man is a pit stop on the road to her own suicide, and for the man, the woman forestalls death and offers him a final chance. Through the conflicting impressions they have for one another, the characters look back on their lives. It is only the desire to create art that calls them back from death. So like a little bit pretentious, very dramatic, very emotional. Like I love it. I can't wait to read it. I need someone to tell me that I'm gonna like this one because I'm nervous about it. I'm really nervous about it. It is Between Two Fires by Christopher Bueman. It is an epic tale of medieval horror. Please tell me I'm gonna love it because I did not love The Black Tongue Thief. by this author, but I'm hoping that I'll love this one. It is a brutal knight offered one final chance of salvation, a troubled priest, last survivor of his parish, drowning himself in wine and guilt, a young girl orphaned by the Black Death, obeying the commands of angels both terrible and beautiful. This trio will undertake a journey across medieval French countryside decimated by war and plague, encountering along the way martyrs and saints, brigands and fools, the damned and their hellish masters. They have little chance to save mankind, but they might, just might, save their own souls. I've been told that it's really good, but I'm just worried about if I'm gonna like it. I do love the cover. Love it. I'm hoping that I love it here, you know? Okay. We're in the last few stacks. We're actually almost done. I bought some of the Booker Prize long list contenders this year. One of them is Audition by K.T. Kitamura. It's hard to read that. It is One Woman, the Performance of a Lifetime, or Two. It's an exhilarating, destabilizing Mobius strip of a novel that asks whether we ever really know the people we love. This says two people meet for lunch in a Manhattan restaurant. She's an accomplished actress in rehearsals for an upcoming premiere. He's attractive, troubling, young enough to be her son. Who is he to her, and who is she to him? It is compulsively readable, brilliantly constructed. These two competing narratives unspool, rewriting our understanding of the roles we play in our everyday partner, parent, creator, muse, and the truths every performance masks, especially from those who think they know us most intimately. Very excited. These three I got from Blackwell's because I liked these covers. I need to use a hairdryer and take off this cardboard that's glued onto the book. That was upsetting to open, but it is Sea Scraper by Benjamin Wood. I just loved the blurb for it a lot. It kind of spoke to me. It said, haunting and timeless, this is a story of a young man hemmed in by his circumstances, striving to achieve fulfillment far beyond the world he knows. I love how that sounds. And it was also very exciting that both of these were very short. I think that's fun. But yeah, the cover caught my eye and I loved that little blurb. And then the next one, I obviously was going to buy the UK edition because look at that little cloud. It is a snail cloud. It is Endling by Maria Reva. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? Best cover. Absolutely obsessed, my lord. It sounds a little bit unhinged, honestly. It says Yeva is a maverick scientist who scours the country's forests and valleys trying and failing to breed rare snails while her relatives urge her to settle down and start a family of her own. What they don't know is that Yeva already dates plenty of men, not for love, but to fund her work, entertaining Westerners who come to Ukraine on guided romance tours, believing they'll find docile brides untainted by feminism. Nastya and her sister Salomia are also entangled in the blooming marriage industry, posing as a hopeful bride and her translator while secretly searching for their missing mother, who vanished after years of fierce activism against the romance tours. So begins the journey of a lifetime across a country in the brink of war, three angry women, a truck full of kidnapped bachelors, and Lefty, a last of his kind snail with one final shot at perpetuating his species. I saw a review that said came for the snails and stayed for the drama or something. I don't remember, but like, This next one is the 2022 International Booker Prize winner, and I just saw it while I was searching for this year's like normal Booker Prize, and it just sounds great. I didn't expect it to be this long though, I'm gonna be completely honest. So that does intimidate me just a little bit, but it is Tomb of Sand by Gitanjali Shree, translated by Daisy Rockwell. It also was the winner of the English Pen Award, which is super fun. I just love how it looks. I love this cover. It says, in northern India, an 80-year-old woman slips into a deep depression at the death of her husband, then resurfaces to gain a new lease on life, including striking up a friendship with a Hijra person, confuses her bohemian daughter, who is used to thinking of herself as the more modern of the two. Rather than respond to tragedy with seriousness, Gitanjali Shree's playful tone and exuberant wordplay results in a book that is engaging, funny, utterly original, and at the same time being an urgent and timely protest against the destructive impact of borders and boundaries, whether between religions, countries, or genders. Love. I love all of it, and I really am intimidated by it, but I want to read it. It sounds phenomenal. Okay, friends, we are on what we bought today and what we hauled from the library today. My cutie single library book haul is Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. I decided to go with the library, one, because I want to use it more. I use my library all the time on my Kobo and on Libby for audiobooks, but I want to start getting physical library books too, because there's just something so like childhood wonder and happiness about it. And this was my first step. From what I understand, it's like loosely inspired by The Princess Bride. And we have our main character, Hala, who has unexpectedly inherited the estate of a wealthy uncle. Unfortunately, she also is saddled with money-hungry relatives full of devious plans for how to wrest the inheritance away from her. And then while she's in her bedroom, she inspects the ancient sword that's been collecting dust on the wall since before she moved in. She unsheaths it and a man appears. His name is Sarkis, and he tells her that he is an immortal warrior trapped in a prison of enchanted steel. It sounds absolutely wild, and and silly. Sarkis is sworn to protect whoever wields the sword, and for Hala, the most unusual wielder, he finds himself not fending off grand armies and deadly assassins, but instead everything from kindly seeming bandits to roving inquisitors to her own in-laws. But as Hala and Sarkis grow closer, they overlook the biggest threat of it all, the sword itself. What does that mean? I don't know. But I got this book for a very specific reason. I loved Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. I felt okay about The House with Good Bones. And I really want to buy the new covers of like the Paladin's Grace series. They're so pretty, but I don't want to spend the money if I'm not gonna like them. So this is my test. I'm gonna read Sword Heart. Per my patrons, I heard that like this is a good thing to try because it's comparable to Paladin's Grace, I think is what the decision was. So if I like this, then I'm gonna buy all those books because they're so cute. But I'm kind of excited about it because that sounds fun. And it looks like the chapters are pretty short, which is a great page turner. Maybe I'll do a 24-hour readathon. What if I did? Who's gonna stop me? My sleep schedule. My sleep schedule is gonna stop me. Okay, and look, we got 4 books from the indie bookstore today. Very excited about Exit Lane by Erica Vernick. Look at how cute this little blurb. It says, the best of When Harry Met Sally, Normal People, and Ladybird, all wrapped up in a vintage button down and sprinkled with Midwestern charm. Literally sounds perfect. I'm so excited about it. I think it's told in like many different like essays or parts. It's a deeply personal and propulsive romance laced with humor, high heat, and high octane yearning. Say less. I obviously had to buy Isabel Cañas's new book, The Possession of Alba Diaz. I've loved both of the books that I've read by her, The Hacienda and Vampires of El Norte. I don't expect this to be any different. I love her writing. It says, when a demonic presence awakens deep in a Mexican silver mine, the young woman it seizes must turn to the one man she shouldn't trust. I'm so excited. That's all I know about it. I don't want to read anymore. I'm excited about this next one. The Jasad Air by SarahE. This is book 1 in the Scorched Throne. I think it's just a duology. And I almost bought the other book as well, but I figured I need to chill and I need to just read this one first and see if I like it. It's under 500 pages, but it's a great thickness. I love this length for a fantasy novel. It is an unmissable tale of shattered kingdoms, forbidden magic, and cunning royals unfolding in an Egyptian-inspired epic fantasy debut. The Scorched Kingdom is rising and it needs a queen. I can't wait. I feel like I've heard good things about it. This text is huge. That's awesome. I love the vibes. I love that it's Egyptian inspired. I don't think I've read a high fantasy that had Egyptian inspired things and culture. So that's really exciting. I love it. And then the last one. Oh, the last one. I was having so much fun. The last one, book 50, I think, give or take, right, is Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. I wasn't even gonna buy this, but I was offered 40% off for it because I think it was a copy that was already read. I was like, absolutely, I'll take it. I got the ARC for this one, so I have an edition on my Kobo. But, oh my God, it's signed. Hello? Yeah, of course I'll take it. Hello? That's so pretty. All right, Rebecca Ross. Wow, I'm excited about it. Born in the firelit domain of the Underrealm, Matilda is the youngest goddess of her clan, blessed with a humble messenger magic she uses to carry words and letters through the realms. But the gods will kill for power, and Matilda holds a secret that she must hide from even her dearest allies. And there is a mortal who dreams of her. Oh, I remember this book. I remember reading the synopsis. There is a mortal who dreams of her, though they have never met in the waking world. 10 years ago, Vincent Beckett wrote to Matilda on the darkest night of his life, begging the goddess he befriended in dreams to help him. His request went unanswered, and Vincent became a hardened, irreverent lord of the river who has long forgotten Matilda, until she comes tumbling into his bedroom window with a letter for him. Matilda and Vincent were fated to find each other beyond dreams, but to rewrite the blood-soaked ways of the gods, Matilda will have to face something she fears even more than losing her magic, finally allowing herself to be loved. True love is more divine than any ruthless god. Love. That is so many good books. Wow. So fun. I love a book haul. Thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. What book from this stack are you most excited about? Which book do you think that I will love the most? Which should I prioritize? Let me know down below. If you don't know what else to say, then leave me the pumpkin emoji down below in the comments. And while you're down there, please do subscribe and like the video. I always appreciate your support. And of course, be kind to one another and happy reading. See you later. Bye.